Absolute Silver Surfer. In this alternate universe, Norrin Radd wasn't an alien that Galactus turned into a cosmic-powered herald. Instead, Galactus built the Silver Surfer to act as his personal GPS to find planets that he didn't have the time to search for. But this herald would eventually turn against Galactus with his advanced learning capabilities when signaling Galactus to a planet and waiting for him would witness various cultures and would begin to not only learn, but to love these cultures as well. Realizing what Galactus was doing to them, even if it was for his own survival, was wrong. And with him helping Galactus was also wrong, even if Galactus is his creator. And with now denouncing his loyalty to Galactus and vowing to protect planets from him, the Absolute Silver Surfer utilizes the power of Cosmic that powers his body and his board to try and stop the Destroyer of Worlds. Absolute Fantastic Four. In this iteration, the group didn't get their powers by accident, but instead on purpose. When Reed Richards creates a device to contact life on other worlds, it inadvertently summons forth the Planet Eater, Galactus. So desperate to keep their world from being devoured, Reed and his crew of scientists and explorers makes a vow to Galactus that if he spares their world, then they would then be his heralds, helping him find other worlds that are far more rich in life for him to consume. And with Galactus sensing the high potential in them to heavily succeed at this task, he bestows upon them the power of Cosmic, which mutates their bodies and grants them fantastical abilities, therefore transforming them into the Absolute Fantastic Four. With Reed Richards being Mr. Fantastic, Sue Storm being the Invisible Woman, Johnny Storm being the Human Torch, and Ben Grimm being the Thing, in this iteration, they're able to switch powers with one another, allowing them to tackle a variety of tasks in a variety of different ways. As they venture on into the universe, tackling on anything the cosmos has to throw at them, while they're simultaneously trying to figure out a way out of their pact with Galactus without sacrificing their world or the world of others. And for more Absolute Marvel concepts, like, share, subscribe, and follow. Absolute Dr. Doom. In this alternate reality, Victor Von Doom is a royal who's so obsessed with power that he even had his own mother assassinated so he could become the new ruler of his poor primitive country of Latveria. But regardless of how poor the country was, he always had dreams and ambition of turning it into the best in the planet and then going on to rule said world. But he's always had a feeling that there was something off about his country, so he started pouring all the funds of Latveria into finding out what exactly that mystery was. To the point where he found out there was a weak point in reality in the core of Latveria, so he created a machine that would puncture that point, and it created an explosion that severely deformed Victor, to the point where he couldn't even walk anymore. But thanks to his advanced intellect in medicine, he repurposed his family's ancestral armor into an advanced exoskeleton apparatus that would not only allow him to walk and protect him from further damage, but also hide away his disfigurement. But in return for his bodily sacrifice, he was proven right, as the puncture in reality created a portal to the negative zone, a realm of boundless energy. And now, thanks to him tapping that energy, he turned Latveria, which keeps its facade as the poorest country, into secretly the most technologically advanced country. And with him repurposing his suit to be able to directly access that energy, making him the most powerful man in the world, Victor, now as the Absolute Dr. Doom, path is clear: to conquer the world. Absolute Wolverine. In this iteration, Logan's only mutant power was regeneration. But this, unfortunately, gave his body high longevity, allowing it to live extremely long. Because of this, he eventually lived long enough to come across Weapon X, who was looking to create the perfect man-killing super soldier. And because he had no way to fight back, they were able to kidnap him and start running tests on him. They quickly found out that he was a unique type of mutant with the right type of power to survive the enhancing experiments they wanted to run on him. And so they did, integrating genetic DNA and organs of mutants that didn't survive their experiments into him. The Absolute Wolverine, as they codenamed him, was able to get stronger and stronger with each experiment. Gaining a new power with each one, he gained beast-like strength and ability to track prey from a dead mutant codenamed Sabretooth. He gained the power to protract bone spikes and claws from his body from a dead mutant codenamed Spike. And he gained the power to encase his body and claws in unbreakable metal from a dead mutant codenamed Colossus. And because he was mind-controlled, he was forced to do a lot of assassination missions as well as other things he also wasn't proud of, until a powerful psychic was able to break him free of their control and allow him to escape, leaving him with the question, what now? Absolute Cyclops. In this absolute alternate universe, Cyclops didn't have a mutant ability that connected to a dimension of pure energy. Instead, his eyes were able to generate the optic blast themselves. And he didn't have any problem controlling them, so he could actually look someone in the eye without blasting their head off. And with such power under his control, and with all of his elite training at the Xavier School for Special Use, he was quickly drafted by a S.H.I.E.L.D. division called Weapons Plus, that believed they could use him to capture an escaped experiment of another division called Weapon X. Having Scott Summers, codenamed Absolute Cyclops, go on a hunt for the Absolute Wolverine, not knowing that this will lead him to the path of forming the Absolute X-Men. Absolute Magneto. In this alternate reality, a young Magnus and Charles were archaeologists and best friends that discovered a never-before-seen ancient tomb stocked up with technology that wasn't just 100 years ahead of its time, but their time as well. After deciphering its alien-like text, they discovered in a quarter of humanity lied a dormant mutation capable of developing within them supernatural abilities beyond the norm of man. An X-gene, so to speak, in that the technology held within the tomb could activate it on a global scale. And Charles was apprehensive about doing this, while something within Magnus drove him to start this process without hesitation. And just like that, with a wave sweeping the world, Mutantkind was born, with the two being the first to experience this, with Magnus being able to affect all the metallic objects in the tomb, and Charles being able to read the mind of his former best friend. And by doing this, he found out the hate for humanity that was hidden inside Magnus due to his Jewish background with Nazi Germany. And he would try to talk his friend back down, but Magnus wouldn't listen and ran away, and wouldn't be seen again until many decades later, where he would return as the international mutant terrorist, the Absolute Magneto, with one simple goal: to subjugate all of humanity under the heel of Mutantkind.